Welcome, Neopians, to our little mini playtest preview of the Neopets tabletop RPG. We are super excited that you are here to watch this. Just a couple of bits of information as we get started. One is that this is a very mini combat, just to give you a sense of where we're at so far with the mechanics of combat. You'll see some touchstones with D&D structure. You'll see some new stuff. It is definitely still in progress. Your support of the Kickstarter helps us make it better and better and better. There are many more things that we won't be able to show you in this short time span, but we're very excited for you to see what we've got today. I am Zelda. I am serving as the tech lieutenant for today and recording this.
My name is Dana. I am listed on the player side as Gloria the Bori for some reason, and I am going to be playing the Asia Enchantress.
I am Mac OS 10, also known as Zach. I was picked to be Valregard today.
I am Rabbit, and I will be playing literally everybody else. Valregard has been imprisoned in the bowels of Meridel Castle for a crime he believes he did not commit. Branded a traitor, he has attempted his escape multiple times before, but each time he has been defeated. Meanwhile, the Aisha Enchantress makes her way into the dungeon as she believes in Valregard's innocence, and also would like to get back at Kingscar for leveling a chunk of her beloved forest to build a Neopian food shop. The Aisha Enchantress brings him a sword from the guard's armory, a dummy to leave in his cell to confuse the guards, and even enchants his clothing, as she is aware of the perils that the two may face as they make their way out of the dungeon.
So I guess you're sitting in your cell and you hear the sound of dripping coming from outside the cell. And there's a rustling of keys, and the door springs open, and you see a very wet enchantress before you, covered in some gray water from the aquifer below. Valregard, right? Sir Valregard? Is that you?
My sort of ear flaps widen a bit as I nod my head. Yes, that's me. Well, I was Sir Valregard. I guess now I'm just Valregard.
Oh, they can undo that?
I don't know. The king can do whatever he wants, so he says, so he threw me in here, even though I didn't exactly do anything.
The king can absolutely not do whatever he wants. Here is a body double. Take this. Here is your new sword. And if you give me a second and a few motes, I can enchant your clothing and we can get out of here. There's a swirl and a burst as the motes take effect, and your AC is now 14.
Sort of look at my now slightly glowy clothing.
Yeah.
And nod, impressed.
Well, my name is not important. I am here to make a blow to the reputation of so-called Pretender King, who decides to wipe out parts of the forest because he wants fancy food.
I sort of give you a slight side eye. Well, my dear, not important. Let's go.
Okay. So we are creeping toward the stairs here.
How are you approaching this? Are you just walking, being quiet?
I'm going to try to be quiet, and I'm going to probably encourage Valregard to do the same.
So I would like you both to roll stealth.
Okay. I have a +0 to stealth, so I'm gonna roll this big dice on the floor and hope I don't get something. That's not good. I rolled a 3.
Enchantress, what did you roll?
I rolled a 16.
Cool. So, the Enchantress, you are very graceful. You know how to tread amongst the forest without disturbing the natural foliage. And here there's no local flora or fauna, so you need not worry about disturbing anything. Valregard, during your many attempts to escape the Meridel Castle, you've never really escaped with somebody before. So, you traversing the hallways all nice and quiet is almost second nature. What isn't second nature, though, is traveling with somebody. And since you're traveling behind the Enchantress, you just kind of like bump into her and you're just like, oof, make that noise. You alert a guard that was having a break at this table, and he looks over at the both of you, and he's not happy.
Trying to figure out how Aisha's facepalm.
You just have an ear that goes down and smacks you in the face.
That's great. Yeah,
As you are face palming, roll initiative for me.
Okay, I rolled a 16 plus a 2.
I got a 10.
Cool.
Yeah. She is going to utter words of spectral magic and cast mystical skin.
Valorgard, what do? You are first.
Well, since I'm first, I may as well use my first moving advantage to try and catch the guard maybe a little bit by surprise and move close to them. Maybe I can like fly up and then try and swipe down at them, dropping down as I strike them.
Please roll me an attack.
8. But that is plus 2 for strength, so 10. That probably doesn't hit.
Unfortunately, it does not. And this Drake, as he is also, a Drake, he is well aware of how, aerial attacks go, as he has gone through similar training as you, so he jumps to the left.
Usually works on all the girls.
Do you have anything else you would like to do on your turn?
And that's good for now.
All right. So the guard is up next. He is going to ready himself and attack you with his spear. He tries to stab you with the spear, and you just manage to duck out of the way. Enchantress, what do you do?
I'm going to move forward, muttering under my breath, and going to use a full spell slot to dazzle the guard.
Excellent. Describe to me what Dazzle does.
So it is a first level light spell, and basically it targets people in a cone. You roll 60-10, and the number of hit points is the people who are temporarily blinded for 1 round. Kind of overusing it right now, but it's kind of worth it because she's just so done. So that's 33.
This,
That's
this
not
guard has 11 hit points. He is absolutely blinded by this magical mace.
cool. So I
So,
think that's all I'm doing.
Valorgard, it is your turn. This guard is really blinking hard. His eyes are super dilated. It looks like he can't really see properly right now.
Let's try to actually make a good strike with a roll of this d20 here.
All right, you have advantage.
16.
Please roll damage.
5 on the roll, plus my 2 in strength, is a 7.
Excellent. You take a good chunk out of this guard. He looks very unsteady on his feet right now. All right, it is the guard's turn. He is blinded, but he's going to try and stab at the thing that just stabbed him. He rolled a 5, and plus his attack modifier of a 4. Yeah, no, he's not hitting you. He stabs the air. He's just gonna, wobble a little bit. He has no idea where he's going. He's trying to find you. That's his turn. Enchantress!
I'm going to call into the weave and create a hand that has a thumb, which is very useful for my kind. And I am going to hug on the guard's right wing as he is facing me with that magical hand.
You are tugging on his wing to distract him. I'm going to make a defense roll to see if he's thoroughly distracted. He got a 7, so Valregard, you consider this next attack at advantage.
Nice.
And I'm going to take that opportunity to literally back myself into a corner because that feels safer.
Valregard, this guard is distracted by what appears to be something tugging at his wing, but he looks over and there's nothing there, so what would you like to do?
Let's take another literal stab at him. Okay, that was an 11, but plus my 2 in strength would be 13, which I do not think is quite enough. So let's try it one more time. That was a 4.
You try to get the other wing, but the Drake is caught up on the wing, so he folds him in on himself, so you miss. It is the guard's turn then. Valregard, I'm sorry to keep picking on you, but he's gotta hit you eventually, right? Dirty 20?
Yeah, that would be higher than any armor.
Yes, so he's gonna hit you with his spear, and you take 6 damage.
Oof.
Enchantress, Valregard keeps missing.
I am going to summon earth magic within my grasp and hurl a small globe of earth magic at the foe with Hilaire's earthen globe.
Okay, so I roll an agility saving throw. That's a 7.
Yay! Okay, so that's a d6 of earth damage. That was 6.
And this
Wow.
guard is knocked out by this orb of earth damage.
You want to know something? For
No.
hitting him with that rock and knocking him down,
Mm-hmm.
you rock.
I'm moving you guys to the next map. You
Thank
guys run up the stairs, and you're on the next level of the dungeon. What do you do?
I mutter to myself about how I should never trust anybody who picks the Tree of Rohain. And I walk down this hallway, and then I think to myself for a little bit.
What a
And
wonderful world.
no, no, I do not think so. I do not. I do not think so. I think. Wait a second. We should make sure there aren't any traps here.
Alright.
What
I
if
would
there's
like
anything
you-
useful on the guard, actually?
Say
He's
what?
taking his
We-
lunch break.
Should we? Yeah, we could take his lunch money.
He packed his lunch from home. His wife made it for him. The most he had was a shield and a spear.
Well, maybe the shield is good for something.
Are you taking the shield?
I'll just take the shield and that's it.
Alright, if you wield the shield, you have a +2 to your armor class.
I don't know,
Alright,
16 sounds pretty good, so I'll go with that.
So as the enchantress, as you're beginning to walk down the hallway, you see Valgar walk up the stairs with a shield in one hand, a sword in the other, and he's clearly eating what's left of a sandwich.
Okay. Glad you're having a good time. This is probably how you got caught so many times, just saying.
I swallow the sandwich whole.
Yeah. Okay.
Please roll a perception check. You said you want to check for traps, right?
Yes. I believe I have an advantage on that, being an Asia. Oh, nope. Only that rely on hearing. Can I hear any traps?
No.
I got a natural 1.
Excellent. This is a totally safe dungeon. Why would they ever put traps in here?
Tra-la-la-la-la. Everything's fine.
Stop.
Okay.
Bob face first into a guard.
Why you shouldn't go gallivanting like you do in the forest. Tut tut.
You just walked into a guard and you see another guard and another guard, and you realize this may not be a good situation for you.
I'm starting to ponder why I have the word guard in my name. As soon as I get out of here, I'm going to change my name to just Val.
Could you please roll me initiative?
That is a 12.
Excellent. Enchantress?
I have a 12.
Alright, cool. It is guard number 1's turn, which is very fitting considering that, Enchantress, you just walked right into him. Clearly, you are not supposed to be here, and down the hall, you can just see one of their prisoners behind you. Spear time!
So you see what happened was... Okay, yeah.
That's an 18.
Yes, that hit.
That is 5 damage.
Okay, cool.
Okay, guard number 3. He is going to fly up over you, Enchantress, and he's going to go after Valorguard. That's a natural 20 on you.
Oh, excellent. Just what I needed.
This will do double damage. That'll be 7 damage to you as you just get stabbed in the shoulder real good.
Alright, well, yeah, I am just a hair over half hit points.
Enchantress, it is your turn.
Okay, great. So here's the question. Both of these guards are kind of like up against the wall.
Yeah.
If I were to do Entangling Grasp, could I target the wall? and make the wall difficult terrain.
Sure, why not?
They have to make a strength saving throw against my magic save.
So guard number 1 rolls a 6.
Great.
Guard number 3 rolls a 21.
Less great.
So if I remember correctly, guard number 1 is considered restrained right now.
Yes.
Guard number 3, he gets caught a little bit, but he manages to squirm out before it gets too bad.
Would you say that he has some plant material on him from that?
Yes, he would.
Okay, cool. Just checking. So I'm gonna go here.
Can you make a quick acrobatics check to see if you can make it past Valor Guard?
I am a cat. I have cat-like reflexes. I should not have to make
Roll me the
anything
d20.
pertaining to my agility. How does a 9 sound?
I was gonna put the DC at 10.
How does a
Wow.
9 sound?
It sounds like you're still here.
Okay, it
Sounds like you bump into me.
You can still
Not
move like
so
over
easy, is it?
here or over here.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do that.
Okay. Valor Guard. Your
Guard, I
turn.
have a plan. I do need you to kind of hold them off for a bit.
I do have a shield, so I'll try doing that. I will first slash at this guard. A 2, so that's not going to do much of anything. I guess I'm not really doing so well as I'm trying to run away at the same time.
Okay, and he's gonna try and slash at you while you fly away.
Yep.
That's a 9 or 11.
So that also doesn't hit. So we just miss each other like two drakes flying past each other in the night. I do remember if they all get clustered together, I might have an idea. ...
Okay. Guard number 2 is going to help guard number 1 out of the wall.
Okay,
That would be a 13.
that does relinquish.
Good for him.
Does guard 2 also have plant matter on him now?
He has a little bit of sprouts underneath his fingernails. Does that work?
Yes. Yes, it does. Thank you for asking.
Okay. Guard number 1, he wants to try and go after the Enchantress, but Valor Guard is clearly in front, so he's going to try and get Valor Guard. 15?
That is less than my brand new 16, so...
Okay, so he tries to get a stab at you, but you pull up your shield. Guard number 3 is going to join in on the Valor Guard's stabbing party. He rolls a nat 1. I'm going to roll to see if he hits the guard. Yes, it hits the guard. Okay, guard number 1 is going to take 5 damage. He's not looking good.
Okay, I am going to take a deep breath and say, well, this would go quicker if my sisters were here, but we're going to give it a try nonetheless. And I am going to start casting Call Pet Pet Pets.
Excellent.
I am going to try to call Glimes in a 10-foot radius, a little bit behind the green guard. So that way, anybody in that area at the end of 2 turns will have to deal with Pet Pet Pets if they happen to have on their person something that Pet 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 eats.
This might be a little anti-synergistic with what my partner is trying to do, but I guess I wouldn't actually know necessarily. I think I should still try to use fire breath on all of these clumped up guards in front of me. Would I hit them all if I did? It's a 15-foot cone.
It would not.
It would not. Alright. I will fly up here and attempt to do some fire breathing, which it says over here, drakes can naturally breathe fire, though it takes a lot out of them. The DC for this is 8 plus my magic modifier, which is -1, unfortunately. but
Plus your
my
proficiency
proficiency
bonus.
bonus, which is +2.
Cool. Agility saving throw.
Can
Guard
you
number
believe that we
one.
made agility a useful stat in this game?
Guard number one is going to get a 7. Guard number 3 is going to get a 4.
Yay, flame roasted dragon.
Roll the damage.
I shall. It's 2d6. That first roll was a 4, and the second one was a 5.
Guard number 1, he collapses onto the ground. He is very weak. He is no longer able to fight. Guard number 3 looks very ouch. Very ouch.
Alright, after my little show of fiery strength, I drop back down over here and reassume my defensive position.
Guard number 2 stabbed at Valor Guard.
Wow, rude. How dare you?
You just burned 2 of his friends.
Yeah, and now I'm getting chased after by the stoplight squad over here. Can't
17.
even burn a single. Ow, that does hit.
7 points of physical damage.
Alright, I am not doing too hot right now.
Alright, guard number 3 is going to try and stab you. 15.
15 is a bare miss.
Enchantress, your turn.
Okay, so she's going to continue casting the spell, which I assume in my mind sounds like a lot of like high-pitched whistles and like gestures to try to urge the glimes from around the world to flock to her position.
So in the cracks in the cobblestone, from the openings of the barrels to little holes in the walls, you see glime, many glime, so many glimes, and they are hungry. They want to eat. And you see the glimes crowd around the wall where there's a whole bunch of plant matter still, but also across the guards because they have plants on them, even if a little bit charred, thanks to somebody. They're
You're
all
welcome,
over.
by the way. I've cooked your meal for you.
So all of the conscious ones need to roll an endurance check.
Guard number 2 is going to get 14.
Okay, so that's half damage.
And guard number 3 is going to take also another 14.
Wow, this really whiffed on impact, huh? They each take 4 earth damage.
Alright, the guard number 3, he kind of like smacks his arms because, like, ouch, that hurts. Ow, ow, ow. And he, like, tries to shake them off. And in the process of shaking them off, they kind of runs into a wall and knocks himself out.
Absolutely incredible.
Guard number 2 is still up and about, though he's not looking great. Valregard.
Well, that was supposed to be cooler.
Well, I'm gonna stab guard 2. Yeah, that's an 18.
Excellent. That hits.
And we are rolling a 5. That is 7 total damage then.
That is exactly the amount you needed. You hit guard number 2 right in the gut, and he falls to the floor unconscious. He is being swarmed by glimes. All of them are covered by glimes. There are so many glimes.
I'm going to lay on hands. I am going to heal you for 15 damage.
So Valregard and the Enchantress take a moment to tend to their wounds and to take a breath. While they may not fully get along, while their motivations are different, they work together all the same. One wants to clear his name and see the sun once again. The other wants to exact her own sort of revenge on the king. Both brush off whatever wounds and whatever arguments they gathered and continue on in the dungeon as they escape from Meridel Castle.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for lots more updates as we continue to playtest and refine and develop new elements for the Neopets tabletop RPG. We are so excited to release it.